Toastmasters. I like video games. I like video games so much that I own every version of the Sony PlayStation and the Microsoft Xbox for the past 3 years.
Oh, nice.
And before you judge, there's a reason. Well, every year they come up with new games that you can only play on their new console. So you have to buy every version. Now, I'm not your typical, I consider myself a gamer, but I don't look like the average typical gamer. I'm not under the age of 25, and I have a Monday through Friday job that I work 9 to 5. But looks can be deceiving. This is my sister, my nephew, and I at a place called The Void in downtown Disneyland. It is a place where you can do a virtual reality experience and play a stormtrooper for about 10 minutes. And it's, virtual reality is really expanding gaming to a whole new level. So it's very, very cool. Now I consider myself a second generation gamer. My mother purchased my very first Atari gaming system when I was 13 years old. And then she and my uncle promptly took it and played it to the wee hours of the morning without me. And I knew that she played it to the wee hours of the morning without me because the next day I would find an ashtray full of cigarette butts and a grumpy mommy in the kitchen trying to make Saturday morning breakfast. Now, I like video games for a lot of reasons, but I was going to tell you about the top 4 reasons that I like them. I like them because every video game has a story to tell. I get to play them with my family. They are an escape hatch on reality, and there is a little bit of competitiveness to it all. Every video game has a story to tell. Like books, some of these stories are extremely large and the characters are so loved that they make 2, second, third, and even 4th installments. And for me, I like role-playing games the best. These games tend to have the largest, most involved storylines, and so that's why I like to play them. So a game that I've played before is a game called The Witcher. In The Witcher, you play Geralt of Rivia, a witcher. He's a genetically enhanced human with special powers trained to track down and kill monsters in a medieval fantasy land. There's political upheaval, romance, and mystery. And in the end, as you make your way through the game, choosing different things along the way, there is a total of 40 possible endings to this game. Another game that I like to play was a game called Mass Effect. In this game, you play Commander Shepard, an elite human soldier who must stop a rogue agent from helping an alien race called the Reapers finalize their galactic invasion. This is another role-playing game, and again, lots of choices and options along the way, but in the end, this one only gives you 3 options at an ending.
And it's really boring. They're all the same.
Now, I like to play video games with lots of choices, and I really like to play them with my family. So my mother, my sister, and I would pop in a Lara Croft Tomb Raider video game, and all of a sudden we were puzzle solving, bad guy fighting, British accented kick-asses. Collectively we play the game and solve puzzles together, but back then there was no YouTube video game through gameplay walk. There was no Google. There was no YouTube video gameplay walkthroughs to watch. We had to play together. We had to think together and bounce ideas off each other. And in the end, that extra set of eyes ultimately led us to complete more levels than we probably could have done on our own. And it was just a lot more fun to play with your family. Now, togetherness is all well and good, but sometimes it just needs to be all about you, right? Did you ever read a book, binge watch your favorite TV show, check out that new movie on Google Play? All of these things have the same effect as playing a video game for a couple of hours, escapism. I get to playing a good video game and I find myself somewhere else. I could be someone completely different, or I could be myself in an alternate reality. Many video games will even let you completely design how your character looks. Everything from your facial features to the color of your hair, your eyes, and even your skin. Really cool games will let you choose your gender, your race, and your class. If I wanted to be a female dwarf with the ability to crack heads with my metal hammers, then I can be it. Or if I want to be a male elf wizard with lightning shooting out of my fingertips, I can be that. Ultimately, the only limitations are my imagination and the game's parameters. Now, gaming isn't all about what you look like, it is also about what you do. I learned a lot about competitiveness from my mother's late night gaming sessions with my uncle. She was determined to beat the game. She played over and over. And back then, those games only gave you so many lives. And if you lost them all, you had to start from the very beginning. So beating the game was a big deal. When my mother finally beat Pac-Man and hit 1 million points on the game, she was expecting fanfare, lightning and thunder, something. And all she got was 0, 0, 0. The game just simply reset itself. Now don't worry, she went on to beat other games, Donkey Kong, Super Mario Brothers, but that's for another time. So ultimately for me, if I can find a video game that has a really good storyline, that allows me to play with my family and escape the daily grind for a few hours, all the while beating my personal best score, then I'm a happy gamer. And if you don't consider yourself a gamer, I would say take a look at your smartphone. I'm willing to bet that everybody has at least one game app downloaded. Candy Crush, Fortnite, Solitaire. And if you do, then I'm happy to tell you, you're a gamer too. Thank you.